So continuing this thought about sharing stories, I just came back from visiting with an old Army friend and his wife. Granted, a few days ago was my 16th anniversary of having joined the Army. I left the Army, I joined January 10th, 2006, and I left September 19th, 2009. And this person and I, we were in unit together and we deployed together. And then when we came back, his wife and I, became friends, and she helped me paint my daughter's room. And it was just so cool. I visited with her, like when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, who's gibbering over there, but he wasn't able to come that time. We met at a place that is a similar operation to what we have, a play cafe that she's been going to. And this person who owns that play cafe has been to visit my space because she is sort of from an adjacent town to me. Anyhow, then they have a very best friend who owns this pub right across the way, walking distance, literally across this park, I don't know, there's a sidewalk between these two businesses. And so it's really cool. And she and I ate there when I visited before, and then we all ate in the same spot today, and we sat in the exact same spot, and I was kind of like, this is our table now. Anyways, so he's not seen my oldest girls since, they were babies, and he leans over to my daughter and says, your mom saved my life. And I was like, what? What is he talking about? And he went on to tell a story about how when we were deployed, and a lot of, people do this when they're overseas, away from their family, they, especially sometimes it gets, it's a lot of excitement interspersed with a lot of boring. And so they work out, they make all these goals, they read a lot of books, they do a lot of personal self-development, and a lot of that includes changing your body. And so he had been taking a lot of supplements, and he remembers, coming back from the gym and just coming in and practically falling out in the hallway of the clinic, and me just taking him into our sort of ER-esque triage area, trauma room, and getting him hooked up with an IV right away, and just really kind of bringing him back down to normal. And honestly, until he went through that entire thing, that was not a memory that I would have recalled from my time over there. I think a lot about the 2 mass call incidences that we were involved in, which was mass casualty, where a lot of people were hurt. I think about, different, kind of random moments that, just seem significant to you at the time. But wow, how much did I stick out to him? I mean, to say that I saved his life, and that he's held on to that for, my daughter's 12. This is 2007, 2008. Wow. Before she was even born, that he remembers me as someone who literally saved his life. All the way home, that's all I could think about was, and how does that knowledge of someone's perception of me impact my daughter and her perception of me? And, after that, we just kept talking, and she looked over to her son and she was like, hey, I cloth diapered you because she cloth diapered her. And again, like I was mentioning in the other video, you just never know what you do and what you say and how it impacts other people. And so then I brought up how, I was nursing my 2 youngest children simultaneously. My oldest kids are closer in age, 16 months apart, but my older daughter self-weaned. And so I just didn't tandem nurse. But with my younger 2, I did. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to stop doing this, because my son really was not ready to let that go, but I got to a point where I was. And I remembered someone saying that they told their child that they couldn't have their pacifier anymore once they turned 3, that 3-year-olds didn't have pacifiers. And that cut off worked and it was great. So we started working him up to where we were like, hey, when you're 3, no more milkies. And he, started having siblings with birthdays and friends with birthdays, and he knew his birthday was coming. And so we just like sprinkle it in here and there. When you're 3, no more milkies. Okay. And man, that first week, he did not want to be 3. He didn't want to have a birthday. He wanted to be 2, and he wanted his milkies. But like after that, no big deal. And I continued to nurse my younger daughter, and he doesn't bother him. It doesn't bother him that he can't have it. That first week was hard. But again, like, I can't even tell you who this person was who told me that, but it has impacted my life. Whose life are you impacting? What kinds of things are you saying? What sort of things are you doing? And how are they impacting people? Because we just don't know. We just don't know. And it's really cool when it comes back around and you do. It's really cool. So I hope that I can have a positive impact on you. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, please subscribe. Apparently there's a bell. You can click for notifications. I like to say I'll be back every week. Thank you. And have a blessed day. Bye.